the Balls Podcast
with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, Alan Tomasella, and Nick the Doc Skirkle. Good evening. It is Thursday, February 6, 2025. This is All About the Balls Podcast. I'm Mark Davis, joined alongside a great friend of mine, Nick the Doc Skirkwins, and we are 3 nights away, less than 72 hours away from Super Bowl 59, Doc, between the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 57 back when they were in Arizona. Doc, it's the time's come, the time's here. How are you feeling about this matchup? Any big plans for the game? And how pumped are you, just honestly?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm going to a friend's house, but I could not care less about this game. When I think of two teams that I hate in this league, I hate the Kansas City referees, and I absolutely despise the Eagles and all their fans. That's where I stand.
Yeah, I was going to say, the team that the NFC team, Doc, they're in your backyard pretty much. They're just about 45 minutes away or so, give or take a little bit of time. The Eagles are there. Last time they won the Super Bowl, I was stationed there with you, and at the time I wanted them to win because they were playing Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. And then 2 years ago they were there, and I did not want them to win. And this year, Doc, I don't want them to win either. I get it. A lot of people aren't excited for this matchup because you have the referees with the Chiefs and you have the Eagles because of the city of Philadelphia. No one truthfully cares about the city itself. So I don't know. I beg to differ. I'm excited for this game. 2 years ago, it was arguably one of the best Super Bowls that we've ever seen. It was literally a 3-point game, I believe it was, 38-35. And Jalen Hurts played amazing. Patrick Mahomes played a pretty good game. I mean, it was there. So, Doc, I guess we're just going to start us off, man. Like, we're first storyline between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles is Saquon Barkley going to be the key reason the Eagles win this game or even lose this game, depending on if he's contained like he hasn't been so far?
No, absolutely not. I don't think Saquon Barkley can do anything for this Eagles team. I think that the Kansas City referees are going to come through. Patrick Mahomes will be the Super Bowl MVP. Look, this is the same shit, and this is the worst part is like, and I called this a long time ago. I remember you and I talking about this. I called this a long time ago. This is the new New England Patriots. We saw the same shit with Brady. We saw the same shit with New England for many, many years. This is the same damn thing that we're seeing now. The Kansas City Chiefs, like the Patriots at the time, are what is generating the NFL revenue, and that is what matters.
I mean, I get what you're saying, Doc, but we could talk refs if we want to, but when it comes to this, I get the refs have been there. The refs have been interesting throughout the whole Kansas City run, maybe the last couple of years. I don't think the first 2 Super Bowls that they won against the Niners and then against the Eagles, I don't think the refs were that bad. Honestly, I know the last couple of years they've kind of been more in the spotlight when it comes down to the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Saquon Barkley thing, I believe the Eagles have to win with Saquon Barkley, and that's a 2-for-1 because if he can't get it going, Doc, we saw Jalen Hurts do good against the Commanders, but then that opens the door. Can Jalen Hurts do it against this Chiefs led by Steve Spagnuolo? And I don't know if he can. I think he still has the talent to do it. Like, I think he's not going to be a bum, but I think Saquon has to be the reason they win this game. The Chiefs haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in the playoffs with Sony Michel back in the day. So it's been a while since they've allowed a 100-yard rusher against them. I don't know if Saquon's held under 100 yards, but I don't think he's going to go for 150 plus with 2 touchdowns. I'll tell you that. I
mean, I don't think they need Saquon to make it happen. I mean, Jalen Hurts has weapons on offense. If you want to know what it's going to take for the Eagles to win this game, they're going to have to execute, which is obvious, right? Not to be a John Madden here. But in combination with that execution, they're going to control the clock like they do. They're going to take those 13-minute drives like they do, keep Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense off the field, keep that Chiefs defense tired so when you come out there, you can run it down their throats, and then you got to make the big stops on defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we said, too. I know you weren't here when we talked about with Chris last episode after the Bills game. Yeah, to execute or beat the Chiefs, you have to execute. You have to be nearly perfect against this team. And to be honest, I think the one-score games, I mean, they haven't lost a one-score game, 18 games now or something like that, or 18 one-score games they've had. I mean, if Saquon can – I think if Saquon goes for a 150-plus, Doc, I think that the Eagles do win this game. But the question, though, then, Doc, is if he doesn't go for 150, can Jalen Hurts be the reason that they have that winning drive, that winning game? Like I said, 2 years ago, he was arguably, I mean, honestly, he was the best player on the field. He had one bad fumble that was a fumble 6. Besides that, he was near perfect. So can Jalen Hurts do what he did against the Commanders and step up if Saquon Barkley is limited or even gets banged up a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, because he's got other weapons. I mean, he's got receivers, he's got tight ends. He's got the offensive line, who's been phenomenal this year, to create time in the pocket for him to be able to make the throw. He can scramble. He's definitely – this is where it comes into controlling the clock. He's got to control the tempo and control the game, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, I know I kind of been more on Jalen Hurts' wagon, I think, the last couple of years, because last year I had him as MVP before the season because of the Super Bowl run that he had. But, yeah, he's come back to earth a little bit. Nick Sirianni, I believe, including Kellen Moore as well. And then, of course, Saquon Barkley, they up too. And, Doc, I just don't know how do the Chiefs defense, like you said, so much weapons. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts can do it too, like with run the ball. He's not the fastest guy, but he gets good yards. How can this defense play man coverage, which is what they'd like to play? The Eagles love man coverage on the offensive end if they stack the puck. I just don't understand how they're going to stop. I mean, I believe in the Chiefs, obviously, because of Mahomes, but I don't get how the defense is going to stop them. I don't know if this can be a low-scoring game. I just don't believe it's going to be. If you stop one thing, I believe the other half of that team, if it's running's not working, passing is going to be very key, I believe, for a team like the Eagles. Kellen Moore's drawn good game plans too.
Yeah, and it's definitely doable. I mean, the score doesn't – high scoring, low scoring doesn't matter. I mean, the key to success for the Chiefs defense here is, the money's got to clear the transfer in time.
Yeah, no, well, the thing, though, Doc, I was going to ask that too is can the Chiefs' offense, can they do what we're thinking the Eagles' offense? Can the Chiefs' weapons, Xavier Worthy, the DeAndre Hopkins, the Travis Kelce, can they match the Eagles' offense? Like those guys have
100%.
to match.
100%, because you get anybody within 5 yards of Patrick Mahomes, and that's 15 yards. Absolutely.
You're really dead set on the refs are going to determine this game completely.
I'm dead set on the NFL is determining this game. The NFL is determining this game, and they have decided the Chiefs is what is making money. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift. We talked about it from the start of the season. The script is written. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Like, why else are they showing Taylor Swift 45,000 fucking times in a goddamn box during the game? I don't want to see Taylor Swift.
This year it hasn't been as bad as last year. Now, last year they put her on everything, like marketing, which then again, Doc, like I told Chris, and Chris agreed, if we're working for the NFL, we're doing the same exact thing the NFL is doing. You're going to broadcast Taylor Swift. You're going to put her in all the fucking media packages and all the video stuff because you're trying to draw money too. You are trying to make a business here.
And that's exactly my fucking point. The Chiefs are what is making money. The Chiefs are going to be what wins.
I agree. When they're in the game, yes, they're going to show. I don't believe the Roger Goodell's telling referee so-and-so, hey, make sure Mahomes, because he gets some rough in the past.
Mahomes is having the worst season of his career, like by far.
That was last year.
By far. No.
Mahomes has been hot the second half of the season this year. The last month of the season especially, he's been actually a very good quarterback this year. Yeah, he's not throwing 5,000 yards like he once was, but this
last
year,
month of the season, but he's still what, 15-2 because he sat the 17th game?
Well, yeah, as a starter this year, he was 15-1 as a quarterback because, yes, they lost to the Broncos. So this year, yeah, Mahomes, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3,928 yards. Yes, he probably would have had easily had that. Last year, 27-14 for 4,183. So I believe if he plays the extra game this year, his stats are going to shatter last year's stats.
Statistically speaking, this is Mahomes' worst year.
I mean, I don't less interceptions last year, one less touchdown, and only a couple hundred less yards and less games played. So, like, I mean, I don't know if, based on the last
less games played. He played the same games last year and this year.
He played 16 last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but less touchdowns. I mean, less interceptions. I mean, I think the year's about the same, honestly, than if you're going to go that route. I don't think it's that much different, honestly. And I still think Mahomes' weapons aren't world beaters this year. I believe if Rashee Rice plays,
No,
I believe Rashee Rice plays this year to the full season. I believe Mahomes is actually a better quarterback this year. Worthy of being a rookie, they don't know how they want to use him yet. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't been DeAndre Hopkins that yesteryears. Pacheco was hurt. He's finally back, but hasn't looked himself. You're asking aging Mahomes and aging Hunt. Just, all these guys. Noah Gray as the second tight end. He's been used a heavy amount this year. So, it's not world names like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or guys to that degree. So I believe Mahomes is having a good year with what he's asked to use. Now I get it. Should he be better? Yeah, he should be. I don't also believe a lot of those interceptions are his fault. Neither, too. We all know Mahomes is going to be the reason they win this game. If it comes down to the one-score game, it's going to be Mahomes. Like he did against the Niners last year, and we've seen it time and time again. He's the reason. I mean, he is. But, Doc, the question, though, honestly, is I'm not sure if you answered it. Can Hopkins, Worthy, Kelsey, can they match Brown, Smith, Barkley, all those guys?
Can those guys? No. Can Mahomes? Yes. And I'll give Mahomes a credit. Mahomes is a great quarterback. Mahomes, I've said it a million times, Mahomes can take the hot dog guy out of the 300 level and make him a star receiver. You know what I mean? This is a team. And that's the one thing that I can say is Mahomes a great quarterback. He's done this with absolutely no fucking talent on this team. And you want to talk about a guy that's having a really bad year, Travis Kelce, in comparison to the rest of his career. So Kelsey is definitely regressed.
He's definitely getting
old.
Kelsey
is definitely regressed, but you're talking a guy that has not had a bona fide receiver since Tyreek Hill. Is not at a true number one, that you can rely on, 1,200 yards receiving for the year since Tyreek Hill. And to still come out and be able to do this, even though he didn't do it all by himself, he didn't do it with the help of his offense or defense. He did it with the help of, the red pinstripe. But I'm not going to say that all of it is strictly because of the referees. He's still a great quarterback. I'm not going to take it from him. But I am still firmly sold on the belief that the Chiefs are what makes money. The Chiefs are what's going to be what wins. We saw the same shit. Because honestly, we saw Brady do the same thing with no receivers. His best receiver is fucking Edelman. Edelman's dog shit. Edelman's so bad, when everybody went to fucking Tampa from New England, Edelman didn't get the call.
Yeah, I mean, the first 7 years, though, I would say, well, the first 8 years, but first 7 years as a starter, win or loss, Mahomes has got the best start to a career for the first 7 years. He would have 3 wins and 5. Brady had 3 and 4, so the extra Super Bowl win. If he wins, it's 4 out of 5 in the first 7 years as a starter. I mean, honestly, I get it. Long-term GOAT status is probably still going to favor Brady. But if he wins a Super Bowl this year, 3-peats, I don't care what anyone says. I think he's the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen. He might not have the longevity to say he's the actual GOAT, but he's the best QB talent-wise that I've ever seen play this game if he wins 3 in a row, because no one's ever done it.
No, pound for pound right now he is, but the longevity speaks volumes. That's where you go on total yardage, total touchdowns, everything else. I mean, Brett Favre is the worst quarterback in total longevity because he also, set the record for interception. So
he could do that,
you know what I mean? It's a two-way street, but no, I think right now the script, like I said, between Kelsey and Swift, between the first 3-peat, Patrick Mahomes, this is what the NFL has been waiting for this moment. I don't know. There's just so much shit that has happened in this last couple of years. It's it's hard to think it's real anymore.
Well, Doc, another question, honestly, is that was the wrong one. Who take away Barkley and Mahomes, and we have an underrated. So, out of the big names, the A.J. Browns, who will have the biggest impact from the big names, like the A.J. Browns, Devontae Smiths, the Kelceys, Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie? Who of those guys do you believe will have the biggest impact outside Mahomes and outside Barkley? Because those are the two givens.
Xavier Worthy's not a big name, but I think
he's the next question. Next question will be for him.
Yeah, but if I had to say who's going to be the biggest step up, he's one that can definitely impact if he can run his routes and get open. He's got speed, he's got talent, you know what I mean? I think he just gets ahead of himself as his feet get a little ahead of the body in some situations. But I don't think that there's one game or one guy that's going to absolutely change the face of the game, because these are two elite defenses going up against each other, two elite offenses going up against each other. I mean, and that's what's hard to say is, like, as much as I hate seeing the fucking refs, and I do want to give Chiefs credit because they are a good football team, not quite top to bottom. Like Patrick Mahomes enough to make the receivers good. The receivers are good enough to make Jalen Hurts good. Make him a quarterback. But like, this is honestly an ideal matchup in the league. Like, the Eagles started off slow. I don't think one guy wins this game. I think this is going to be, for the Eagles, going to be controlling the game, controlling the clock and those long drives. And then for the Chiefs, it's going to be the defense shutting it down, getting off the field quickly, and Patrick Mahomes doing what he does, and the referees, assisting where they can.
We'll see about the refs, Doc. But I'll say Jalen Carter, Chris Jones. Those are the two names I'm looking at on both sides. I want to see which guy clogs up the lane. Chris Jones, especially because he's got to go against Barkley. Jalen Carter's been on a tear recently, so like obviously top 10 draft pick out of the University of Georgia.
Carter's a DB?
D tackles.
Oh, he is D tackle. Okay.
Yeah. He's the big boy. Both of them, obviously Chris Jones, arguably the best D tackle in the game now. Jalen Carter, up and coming, gonna probably maybe be there one of these days. Not sure yet. We'll see what happens with Chris Jones. Doc, the next question was meant for you then, is out of the nobodies, not saying they're nobodies, but out of the names that nobody's talking about, like you said, the Xavier Worthies. Doc, one name I'm looking at is, because Pacheco's been so quiet, I think Kareem Hunt could be a catalyst to this team this game. I think a Kareem Hunt that had a good couple runs against the Buffalo Bills. Shout out to, by the way, Doc, for Jane Daniels, officially won Offensive Rookie of the Year. But I think a guy like Kareem Hunt this week, I believe, can be a difference maker that can turn this game upside down for the Chiefs. Upside down for the Eagles, and then shoots the Chiefs up. I think a couple big runs by Kareem Hunt, maybe utilized in the passing game as well. I think Kareem Hunt can find his way in the end zone maybe one or two times and be a big piece in this game.
Hang on one sec.
No, you're good. Yeah, so I just think the reason why, though, Doc, Kareem Hunt, like I said, is due because Pacheco hasn't been as hot as of late. The injury, maybe he's just not ready to be back. Maybe he's up there fighting like he should be. But I just believe Kareem Hunt, Doc, is a piece. Like I said, a couple of runs against the Bills, very, very outstanding. And then even for the Eagles, man, like, it could be one of these defensive backs, like maybe like Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, guys like that. I believe can make a difference. Maybe intercept Mahomes and get something going there for the Eagles as well. Turn the game upside down for the Chiefs.
I think Mitchell and DeJean are going to play a huge part in keeping that passing game locked down. I definitely think Kareem Hunt can be, a silent star in this game. They absolutely need somebody to step up, because I don't think that this is a defense that they can come out and do what the Chiefs typically do, like we saw against the Raiders, the Chargers, that kind of thing. They need a guy to step up and take charge, because it ain't Kelsey this year. It ain't been Kelsey. I think it was Kelsey like 2 games this year. And
it could be Kelsey. I know Kelsey against the Texans had a good game. Against the Bills, not so much. But this could be a Noah Gray, Travis Kelsey game too. I mean,
no, my pick on this one, the breakout star for me on this one, I think is going to be Xavier Worthy.
And he had a big game.
And DeAndre Hopkins, listen, I love the story. Okay. D-Hop had a great career until he got traded from the Texans. But this is like a Julio Jones to Philly situation. This is like an OBJ to Baltimore situation. I don't know when these people are going to learn, when you bring in this talent, like you ain't helping yourself.
I'm actually out of all these guys, Doc, too, in the Super Bowl, I am rooting big for DeAndre Hopkins. I would love to see him get a ring. All the shit he went through in Houston.
I do too. That man got done dirty. Done dirty.
He even said, he's like, I got traded for a bag of pennies. For pennies I got traded for, and he's in this Super Bowl. And I've always loved Hopkins.
I mean, I can't say they weren't onto something, though, because he didn't really impress me in Arizona, and he definitely didn't impress me afterwards. And honestly, would he have kept the same thing going after the Deshaun Watson situation?
We never know. Now, I thought Arizona, I thought the first couple of years he was good. Towards the later end, he was starting to get banged up. He even got suspended for not knowing he took some illegal substance, and then yes, goes to Tennessee.
Oh yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, legit. Well, Doc, I think the time has come. Let me share the screen right here. Because like I said, dude, my computer. I told you the computer screen. My fucking screen, fucking. Oh man, I forgot how I did it before. Let me present the screen real quick. Like I said, my screen, Doc, has been so fucking bad, dude. So the Super Bowl predictions, Doc, you see it.
He was good for 1 year in Arizona.
For just 1 year?
Yeah, 1,400-yard year, and then after that it was 5-7. He did get 1,000 and then 6.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember him having a good couple years. I thought it was a good couple years. Well, Doc, this time, man.
Just one, unfortunately.
Super Bowl. We're gonna knock through the 4 guys that aren't. Well, I thought Chris was gonna be here, so I thought we were gonna be the last 3. But Allen's Super Bowl pick, Doc. You see it. Eagles 24-20. He's got Saquon Barkley as the MVP. Obviously, that's a given. I think if the Eagles win, Luke, or Jake's got Chiefs 34-31. Mahomes is MVP, and Doc. When it's all said and done, I want to know who will be the Super Bowl winner and MVP.
Yeah, I mean, you heard me. Chiefs are definitely winning this one, and I think I even said it earlier on the show. It's going to Patrick Mahomes. I have no doubt because the reason is because the offense is so spread on the Kansas City Chiefs. You don't, like I said, you don't have a bona fide number 1 receiver. Travis Kelce ain't it no more. So you got bits and pieces here and there, but when it all compiles up, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes.
Respected, Doc. Respected. Luke's got Chiefs 31. I can't see the score because my fucking computer. 31-28. He's got Mahomes once again MVP, like you said. Chris has got Eagles 27-24, and 23. He's got Bart 23. Like I said, I can't see the half of the screen because of the fucking American Airlines. I'll have to show the people there, but. Doc, when it's all said and done, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're winning the Super Bowl. They're getting a 3-peat. Patrick Mahomes will be the Super Bowl MVP. They're going to win on a walk-off field goal by Harrison Butker, 27-24. The Eagles, I don't give a shit if they score a touchdown to make it 24-24. If it's 24-21, make a field goal. Whatever that case is going to be, Mahomes is going to drive this team down with under 45 seconds left. No timeouts. Harrison Butker walk-off field goal. The 3-peat happens, and the Chiefs will not get back to the Super Bowl next year. This is the end of the run for the 3-peat. They will take a year off of not making the Super Bowl and winning it. So with that being said, they go down. Mahomes gets his 4th ring. The Chiefs win 27-24. The 3-peat, the first time ever NFL history happens, Doc. And Mahomes solidifies himself as the potential GOAT right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jake's reaching a little bit on that score, 34-31. I think these two defenses, no matter how good the offenses are, I don't think that's happening. You're talking like I don't even remember right now, the college football game. We all thought it was going to be a high-scoring game and ended up being super low. I mean, the defense are going to come out to play. I think this is going to be a lower-scoring affair. I mean, you're talking like a 19-17 versus the Chargers and Raiders kind of score, especially because whenever you're going against Jalen Hurts, you can count on several 8-minute drives. As long as they can keep moving the chains. So I don't think this is going to be a high-flying game.
You don't think so?
No.
I can see it because like these two teams, they don't really settle for field goals that often. And I mean, they're aggressive teams, obviously. I mean, obviously why they're both there. Eagles and Chiefs, very, very aggressive team. I can see this being like the 20s though, like the mid-20s, which is not bad, honestly.
24-21, baby.
Yeah, I think that's a good score. Doc, I also before we get out of here, a couple things happened. I want to give a shout out to your new head coach, Ben Johnson. Assistant coach of the year. Shout out to your boy, man.
Who?
Your boy Ben Johnson got assistant coach of the year.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
I didn't know he was assistant coach.
Yeah, well, he has assistant coach for the offensive coordinator. So like there was like pretty much a coordinator.
Oh, okay.
And then also, real quick before we sign out, Doc, Jaden Daniels, offensive rookie of the year. Pat Surtain Defensive Player of the Year. That was a big one everyone was looking at. And then Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. So now, Doc, before we sign off, who's going to be MVP, Lamar or Josh Allen?
Ooh, I haven't looked at the numbers in a while. I know the efficiency was really good for Lamar, but the overall numbers, honestly, Burrow's my pick. Fuck all of them. Burrow's my pick.
Yeah, but we know it's coming out of Lamar and Josh on Doc. And Doc Ostley, your owner too, by the way. Shout out to the family up there for the Bears. Your owner passed away.
Rip.
102?
Yeah.
That's pretty old.
She lived 6 blocks from my house too.
Damn. Did you ever ding dong ditch her?
No. No, I didn't even find it out until like a couple 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, back in that day, like social media wasn't as big too when we were growing up. Also, too, Doc,
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins will no longer be a Falcon, most likely, is what Adam Schefter's reporting before we sign off too on that one.
Boy, did that last a long time.
And also, I'm a little disappointed with Kirk Cousins because he said all year he wasn't hurt, and then about a month after the season, he's like, "Oh yeah, I was hurt during that losing streak."
What a surprise!
I know, obviously, he's trying to keep his name up there so he can get a job. But Doc, Sunday night, we will be watching the game. I know the refs are there, the refs are that, but besides the refs, I think this is going to be a good game. I think these two teams match up well against each other. Mahomes, Barkley, Hurts, and Kelsey.
I'm gonna lose some money on the bets. So there's that.
What do you have? Any good ones?
I don't have nothing right now.
Nothing.
I gotta play some still.
They're cooking right now. That's what you're starting to cook. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting stuff together. I got stuff built. I'm putting stuff together. We're cooking.
Well, Doc, this is Sunday's also a sad day because it's going to be the last day of NFL football actual action until preseason in August. So it's going to be about 6 months before we get any real live action football, anything. Obviously, we have free agency coming up in March, and then the draft in April. A lot of cap money for you guys. So that's you guys are.
Yes.
Bears are team I'm looking at this year for free agency. Obviously, looking at them.
We're looking at, I think, the Falcons center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, really, the Bears O-line, you just need interior O-line. Your tackles aren't too terrible. It's just your interior. If you get the interior,
I think we're looking at the Falcons center, and it's either the Chiefs center or one interior lineman from the Chief.
Yeah, you get you have 2 second-round picks too. I saw a mock draft, and they keep saying it. Like Ben Johnson drafts Ashton Genty. You get an interior lineman with the third round or 41st pick. You have opportunities after opportunities right there. We'll see. I said it's gonna be exciting. We can't wait to do draft coverage this year and free agency coverage. So, Doc, though, Sunday night, I know we'll see you in the Discord chat. We'll be back next Tuesday to recap the Super Bowl, to sign off to the NFL season of the 2024 season. Can't wait to do that. We will talk about why the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles won, why whoever the MVP is the MVP. Were the refs an issue? We're going to recap all of this. Another 30-minute episode next week. Doc, have a great night. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday. And honestly,
Super Bowl.
And just because fuck Tom Brady and fuck the Patriots, I'm going to have to say, go Chiefs. Have a good night, Doc.